Good morning and welcome to the policy committee meeting. All members are here. I call the meeting to order. I need an approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4-0. Next up is the approval of the February 6th meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Was it February 6th, Michelle?
Yes, remember it's right before the board meeting?
That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. So motion, second.
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is policy for second review.
Yes.
Morris.
Good morning. We have several policies for second review. I'm going to address 3-07A and 4-07A together. It's sexual harassment for employees and students. These policies were reviewed on February 6th by this committee and by the board. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would request that this go for approval at the March meeting. Want me to keep going and we'll do them all as one?
Yes. Yep. Yep. And we'll do
Okay.
it all the at the end. Yep.
The next one is policy 4-01 attendance. And this policy was also reviewed by the committee and the board in February. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff requested this policy go for approval at the March meeting as well. Okay, if there's no questions, I'll go on to policy 4-04, investigations by school personnel. This policy was also reviewed by the committee and the board on February 6th. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff requested this policy also go for review in March. And lastly, policy 4-08. The deletion of this policy was reviewed by the board and the committee on February 6th. If you remember, it was because you passed a replacement policy in November. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would ask that this deletion go for approval at the March meeting. That's all of them.
Okay. Any questions? No. So a motion to send these policies for second review for the board meeting.
Motion to send to the full board for a second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you. Okay. Next up is policies for first review.
Okay, the first policy for first review is policy 3-06, staff-student relations. The revisions in this policy are to address changes in statute that were put in place to deal with inappropriate relationships between staff and students. And staff would ask that this policy go for first review at the March meeting.
Do we do it all together or?
We can do them all together.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
I don't know if anyone has any questions on that one.
Ms. Morris, since
Yes.
school has started until now, have we had any issues with this during this school year?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Next, policy 4-5.
Yes, immunizations and health requirements for school admission. This is due to a statutory change, the deletion of a provision, and staff would ask that this go to the board for first review at the March meeting.
Okay. Any questions? Nope. Okay.
No.
Next, policy 4-13.
Yes, student assignment. The revisions in this policy are based on a statutory change which prohibits any preference for UCPS students over charter school students in school lotteries. And so staff would ask that this go for review at the March meeting as well.
Any questions?
So this would rescind a policy that we had in place that registered UCPS students would be given first priority in lotteries,
Yes.
correct?
It would, and that would begin immediately. You know, we're in the process of the lottery season right now, and since that law is already in effect, we would be following that immediately.
Yep. Any other questions?
Yeah.
No. Policy 4-4. No, wait, I skipped something. No, I didn't.
5-03.
Sorry, yes, policy 5-3.
Yep, that is counseling. And the changes are to fill some gaps in our policy, but also to add some provisions such as the peer-to-peer counseling, the early graduation, et cetera, for students based on changes in state law. And we would recommend that this go for review with the March meeting.
So this is only school counselors, right? Not mental health therapists. That's not here. Okay.
That's correct. This is regular school counseling.
Yep, thank you.
The next policy for first review is 5-24, school closing for elections. And the revisions in this policy are to address the changes from our local board of elections, which asked that the board consider closing not just for the presidential elections, but for other state primaries as well. So instead of saying will not, we've changed the language to may. And then we also removed a citation that's no longer in effect. Okay, the last policy is a proposed new policy called Integrity and Civility. And this policy is being recommended to address honor code violations, but most importantly, the use of artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and all of those other resources to make it clearly outlined. And staff would ask that this go for review at the March meeting as well. There's no
Any
questions.
questions?
That's all that we
Yep.
have.
Okay. I need a motion to send policies for first review to the board meeting.
I make a motion that we send all of the policies for first review to our March board meeting.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Our next meeting is March 19th at 8 o'clock on Zoom. I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very
Thank you. Have a
much.
good day.
Thanks, everybody.